Coffee's cold, the light is gray. I'm watching how we fade away. You're sitting there, but miles apart. I hear the silence break my heart. We used to speak in whispered dreams. Now we're tearing at the seams. I'm reaching out to touch your hand, but you're a ghost in no man's land. Is there a spark left in the ash? Or are we just the final crash? This was our last hope, our final prayer. Now I'm breathing in the empty air. We built a kingdom on a shifting sand, and let the water take it from our hands. I'm holding on to what we used to be, but you're already letting go of me. This was our last hope, and now it's just a ghost. I saved the letters, kept the ring. I waited for the birds to sing, but winter settled in your eyes, and all our truths became your lies. I'm tired of fighting for a we when you're just looking past me. How do we fix a broken glass when every piece is in the past? I'd go back if I knew the way to the I love yous we used to say. Before the cold, before the wall, before we learned how hard we fall. But I can't carry us alone. I'm turning into stone. This was our last hope, our final prayer. Now I'm breathing in the empty air. We built a kingdom on a shifting sand, and let the water take it from our hands. I'm holding on to what we used to be, but you're already letting go of me. This was our last hope, and now it's just a ghost. Our last hope. I'm letting go. I'm walking home alone. It was our last hope. I found your sweater in the bottom drawer, the one you said you didn't need no more. It still smells like the rain in your old cologne. In this quiet house I've never felt so alone. I traced the outline of your empty side, the space where all our secrets used to hide. Now the hallway echoes with a hollow sound of a love that's buried 6 feet underground. I'm memorizing every line of your face before the shadows start to take your place. Oh, these memories of love are all I have left. A beautiful ghost, a heart-shaped theft. I'm dead. It's just a pane of glass where the memories hit. I see us laughing through the steam and mist before the goodbye and the final kiss. Now I'm a stranger in my favorite street, walking on rhythm with a broken beat. How does a forever turn into a was? How do we lose everything we ever loved? They say the time is supposed to heal, but time just makes the absence feel more real. I'd trade 1,000 tomorrows just to stay in a yesterday that didn't walk away. Oh, these memories of love are all I have left. A beautiful ghost, a heart-shaped theft. I'm dancing with shadows in the middle of the night, trying to hold on to a fading light. You're a song on the radio I can't turn off. I'm dead as sweet pill that's never enough. Just memories of love. I'm closing my eyes just to see you again. Back to the start before the end. Memories of love. That's all they are now. Just memories. I'm staring at the ceiling, tracing stars that aren't there, reaching for a hand that's made of empty air. They say the sky is beautiful, a place of perfect blue, but it feels like a prison since it took away you. I'm still setting the table, I still call out your name. Then the silence hits me like a sudden freezing rain. Is there a window in the clouds? Can you hear me through the crowd? 'Cause I'm sending all my heart to a heaven love, to the only one I'm still dreaming of. It's a long distance ache that I cannot run, between the rising moon and the setting sun. You're safe in the light, but I'm lost in the gray, counting the miles until I find my way to my heaven love, my beautiful broken heaven love. I keep your picture by the bed, the one where you're laughing wild, before the world got heavy, back when we were just like children. Now I'm reading the scriptures and searching for a sign that you're still walking somewhere just beyond the line. Does it hurt less up there? Is the gravity light? Do you watch over me in the dead of the night? I'm jealous of the angels for the way they see you smile. I'd walk 1,000 lifetimes just to sit with you a while. But the gates are shut tight and the key is out of reach. So I'm standing on the shore of a lonely, silent to my heaven, love. Wait for me there. Save me a seat in the golden air. Heaven, love, I'll see you when the stars go. The porch light is flickering, a steady lonely beat. I'm listening for your footsteps on the gravel of our street. I haven't moved the pillow where you used to lay your head. I'm living in the echoes of the things we never said. The seasons are changing, the leaves are turning gold, but I'm stuck in the winter, shivering in the cold. They tell me that moving on is the only way to live, but I've got so much just left inside of me to give. So I'm keeping the door unlocked and the candle burning bright. I'm a lighthouse waiting for a ship in the middle of the night. I wear the sweater you left behind, the one that's faded blue, and I'll keep this broken heart open just in case it's true. I'm holding my breath, I'm standing still in time, waiting for the moment that your hand is back in mine. Yeah, I'll be right here till you return. I see you in a stranger, to be a me when I was always part of you, and how to keep a promise that you didn't see through. I've written 1,000 letters that I'll never even mail, just to tell you that my love for you has never once grown frail. Is it hope or is it madness to believe you're coming home, to build a whole world inside a heart that's all alone? If the world keeps turning and the sun begins to set, I'll be the one person who hasn't left you yet. So I'm keeping the door unlocked and the candle burning bright. I'm a lighthouse waiting for a ship in the middle of the night. I'll wear the sweater you left behind, the one that's faded blue, and I'll keep this broken heart open just in case it's true. I'm holding my breath, I'm standing still in time, and waiting for the moment that your hand is back in mine. Yeah, I'll be right here till you return. Till you return. I'm still here. The light is on, the door is wide. The clock is ticking like a hammer in the hall. I'm tracing every shadow as they dance along the wall. We're standing in the doorway where we used to meet and kiss, but now we're just two strangers in a moment we'll both miss. Your bags are by the table and my heart is on the floor. I'm counting every second till you walk out of that door. Don't look at me that way like you're already gone. Give me one more minute before the break of dawn. Just one more look, one more touch, one more lie. Tell me that you love me before we say goodbye. Let the world stop turning, let the stars freeze in the sky. I need to feel your heartbeat before the well runs dry, before the silence settles and the memories start to cry. Hold me like you mean it before I say goodbye. I wanna memorize the way you say my name before it's just a whisper in a house that's not the same. I'm looking for a reason or a word to make you stay, but I see the over in the way you look away. The end You'll be a ghost and I'll be a me instead of we. Can we just pretend for a heartbeat or two that I'm still the only word for you? Just one more look, one more touch, one more lie. Tell me that you love me before we say goodbye. Let the world stop turning, let the stars freeze in the sky. I need to feel your heartbeat before the well runs dry, before the silence settles and the memories start to cry. Hold me like you mean it before I say goodbye. Don't walk away yet. Not just yet. One more breath before the end. The calendar is frozen on the day you walked away. I'm living in the wreckage of a dark and hollow gray. I used to see a future in the reflection of your eyes, but now I'm just a witness to a million cold goodbyes. I traded all my secrets for a promise you didn't keep, and now the promise is a ghost that haunt me while I sleep. I reached for the horizon, but you pulled the sky down low. Now I'm standing in a garden where nothing's left to grow. You took the stars out of my night, the color from my day. You took away my hope and threw the key away. I was building up a castle, you were digging out the sand. Now I'm reaching for a ghost with a trembling empty hand. You left me with a maybe and a heart that's turned to stone. Yeah, you took away my hope and left me all alone. The coffee's getting bitter and the house is far too loud. I'm looking for a silver lining in a heavy poison cloud. You said we'd be the ones to make it, said we'd never break, but every word you whispered was a beautiful mistake. How do I start a fire when you've dampened all the wood? I'd fix this if I could, baby, I'd fix this if I could. It wasn't just the love you took, it was the what comes next. Now my life is just a story with a cold and broken text. I don't know how to dream anymore when you're the one who locked the door. and my hope. You took it all. I'm waiting for the rain to fall. Empty hand, empty heart. You took away my hope. I'm sitting in the dark, just listen to the walls, counting every teardrop as the evening shadows fall. I put my hand against my chest to feel the steady drum, but it's a heavy, hollow rhythm of what we've both become. The clock is ticking louder, but it can't drown out the sound of a love that's trying hard to stay above the ground. Every pulse is a reminder of the promise that you broke. Now I'm breathing in the ashes and I'm breathing in the smoke. These are deep heartbeats echoing in the void, searching for the pieces of the dreams that you destroyed. It's a low, slow throbbing of a heart that's lost its way, crying out for yesterday in a cold and lonely today. Can you hear the vibration? Can you feel the ache? Deep heartbeats, counting every mistake. You used to lay your head right here and drift away to sleep. Now the silence is a secret that I'm forced to keep. I'm walking through the grocery store, I'm driving in my car, but the rhythm follows me no matter where you're. It's a bass note in a minor key, a song without a light, keeping me awake in the middle of the night. It's the sound of the door closing, it's the sound of the rain, it's the steady heavy pressure of a never-ending pain. It won't let me go. mistake. Just a beat, just a bruise, nothing left for me to lose. Deep heartbeats, thump. I'm looking through the boxes of the life we used to share. I'm reaching for your shadow, but there's nothing in the air. The maps are all rewritten, the landmarks are all gone. I'm standing at the crossroads in the middle of the dawn. We had a spark so bright it used to blind the very sun. Now I'm staring at the wreckage of the damage that we've done. Did it slip through our fingers like a grain of silver sand? Did it walk out the door when you let go of my hand? Empty, the table's cold and bare. I see a different couple sitting in our favorite chair. They're whispering and laughing like the world is brand new, and I'm just a ghost of the girl who used to be with you. I checked the old addresses and the places that we knew, but I can't find a single trace of me or a trace of you. Maybe it's a vapor, maybe it's a storm, maybe it's just tired of being left all alone. I've looked under the floorboards and I've looked behind the stars, but I only find the stitches on these deep and jagged scars. The clock on the wall is a heavy sound. The luggage is packed and the silence is loud. I'm leaning my head on the cold window pane, watching the streetlights drown in the rain. You've got the keys in your hand on the door, but I'm pleading for 1 minute, just 1 minute more. Don't let the engine start, don't let the tires roll, not while I'm hanging by a thread in my soul. The air is thin, the room is getting small. I'm tired of waiting for the sky to fall. Give us one last chance to make it right before we disappear into the black of the night. I'm standing on the edge of the great divide, with a mountain of words I've been keeping inside. Don't let the goodbye be the final thing we say. Don't let the forever just weather away. Baby, this is our last chance. Don't let it slip through our hands. I know I was guarded, I know I was cold. I've been holding on to secrets I shouldn't let go, but I see the flicker of a flame in your eyes, beneath all the anger and the weary disguise. If you walk out now, there's no turning the car. We'll just be two strangers following a different star. Is it really worth losing everything we built to live in the shadow of the silence and the guilt? I'm not asking for a miracle, just a moment to breathe. I'm not asking for a promise that you'll never leave. Just stay for the coffee, stay for the song. Help me remember where we went so wrong. One breath, one beat before the retreat. walking away, a sudden chill in the middle of May. I remember the touch of your wool-covered hand as we drew our initials in the frozen sand. It was soft, it was quiet, it was perfectly still. A beautiful fever, a breathtaking chill. I thought we were building a world that would stay, but the sun has a habit of stealing the day. I watched the first flake hit the ground without a warning, without a sound. Oh, love is like falling snow. It's magic and mercy until it lets go. It covers the cracks and it hides every scar until you don't even know where you are. It's a blinding white dream that's too cold to hold. A story of silver that turns into gold. Then it melts in the morning. It leaves you so low. Yeah, love is like falling snow. Now the garden is mud and the trees are all bare. I'm reaching for something that's no longer there. You were the blanket that kept out the night, the shimmer of crystal, the purest of light. But the seasons don't care about hearts that are blue. They just keep on turning and moving from you. Now I'm left with the damp and the gray of the street and the slush of the memories under my feet. It's so quiet when it's falling. You don't hear the goodbye calling. By the time you feel the freeze, you're already down on your knees, in the drift, in the deep, in a promise you couldn't keep. Washing away into the drain, into the rain. I'm talking to the shadows like they have your voice. I'm living in a world where I don't have a choice. The kettle's whistling in a kitchen built for two, but the steam just rises in the shape of you. I leave the hallway light on a golden steady glow, just in case you're standing where the wild winds blow. My mind is playing tricks. I hear a key turn in the lock, but it's only just the ticking of the old wooden clock. If you're here, why can't I feel your hand? Why am I sinking in this shifting sand? I'm reaching through the static, I'm calling through the dark, searching for a flicker, searching for a spark. If you're still in the room, if you're breathing in the air, why is the silence more than I can bear? If you're here, why am I so alone? I saw a movement in the mirror, just a flash of your coat. I felt a sudden shiver at the back of my throat. Are you a memory that's refusing to fade, or a debt of a promise that's never been paid? I'm walking through the house like a ghost on a chain, trying to find the sunlight in a lifetime of rain. Is that your scent on the breeze? Is that your sigh in the trees? Don't be a phantom, don't be a dream. Don't let us tear at the very last seam. If you're staying, stay for real. Give me something I can actually feel. If you're here, why can't I feel your hand? Why am I sinking in this shifting sand? I'm reaching through the static, I'm calling through the dark, searching for a flicker, searching for a spark. If you're still in the room, if you're breathing in the air, why is the silence more than I can bear? If you're here, why am I so alone? Say something, just a whisper, just a breath between life and death. If you're here, please be here. is hiding behind a veil of black. I'm looking for a road that leads me back to the girl I was before the storm moved in, before the us became a might have been. I'm sitting at the table, perfectly still, while the evening air begins to chill. I don't make a sound, I don't even sigh. I'm just watching the world pass me by. There's a storm in my chest, but the house is so quiet. A heart in a cage, trying to riot. And these are silent tears falling in the dead of the night. No one to see them, no one to light the path through the sorrow, the way through the rain. Just the rhythmic, invisible pulse of the pain. They don't hit the floor with a crash or a thud, but they're drowning my spirit and chilling my blood. Silent tears falling into the flood. I saw your car turn the corner today. I practiced the things that I'd never say. How I'm doing fine, how I've moved along. But every word felt like a broken song. I keep the mascara from running down. I wear my composure like a heavy crown. But when the door closes and the lights go dim, the cup of my loneliness fills to the brim. Sometimes the loudest cry is the one you can't hear, the one that's been muffled by a mountain of fear. I'm a master of fight, I'm a pro at the smile, but I've been underwater for a long, long while. Can you hear the silence? It's screaming your name. And these are silent tears falling in the dead of the night. No one to see them, no one to light the path through the sorrow, the way through the rain. Just a rhythmic, invisible pulse of the pain. They don't hit the floor with a crash or a thud, but they're drowning my spirit and chilling my blood. A silent tears falling. I'm standing in the hallway where the heater used to hum, but the power's out and my fingers have gone numb. I'm wrapped in the blanket we bought in July, but it can't stop the shiver no matter how I try. The coffee in my mug is a jagged piece of ice. I'm paying for a love that had a hidden price. You took the matches and you took the light and left me in the middle of a permanent night. The thermostat is dropping, the windows are etched in frost. I'm just a small casualty of everything we lost. You left me cold, you left me in the dark. You walked away with every single spark. I'm a house with no fire, a soul made of snow with nowhere to turn and nowhere to go. I can see my own breath like a ghost in the air while you're somewhere warm and you just don't care. Yeah, you left me cold. Now I'm turning to stone. Your side of the bed is a frozen lake, a brittle reminder of every mistake. I tried to keep the embers glowing for two, but I ran out of wood while I was waiting for you. Now the pipes are all frozen and the garden is dead, and I can't get the winter out of my head. How do you breathe when the air is this sharp? How do you play on a broken heart's heart? I'd burn every memory just for the heat, to feel a little light from my head to my feet. But the memories are frozen, they won't even burn. They're just bitter lessons I was forced to learn. You left me cold, you left me in the dark. You walked away with every single spark. I'm a house with no fire, a soul made of snow with nowhere to turn and nowhere to go. I can see my own breath, a ghost in the air while you're somewhere warm and you just don't care. Yeah, you left me cold. Now I'm turning to stone. So cold. The ice is moving in underneath my skin. You left me You left me cold. I'm filtering the static on a broken telephone. building up a kingdom in a house that's not a home. I saw your silhouette against the yellow porch light, but it was just a shadow playing tricks on my side. You said it's over with a voice like a blade, but I'm still listening to the promises we made. The truth is screaming, it's a deafening sound, but I'm digging for a treasure that'll never be found. My heart is a translator that's lost in the dark, still trying to find a flame in a dying spark. I still hear you saying that you'll never leave. I'm leaving a lion to the sleeves of my grief. You whispered goodbye, but it sounded like stay. I'm rewriting the ending of our very last day. The world hears the silence, the cold and the song, but I'm trapped in the echo where I've got it all wrong. Yeah, I still hear you wrong, and I've been listening way too long. The wind in the chimney sounds like you laugh. I'm staring at a ghost in an old photograph. I hear your footsteps coming up the stairs. I'm answering questions that were never even there. People tell me I should open my eyes, but I'm too busy listening to your beautiful lies. Is it a haunting or a choice that I make to hear a forever in every breath? Stop the recording, pull out the tape. There's no secret exit, there's no grand escape. But as soon as the quiet starts moving in, I hear your voice underneath my skin, calling my name, calling me I still hear you saying that you'll never leave. I'm weaving a lion to the sleeves of my grief. You whispered goodbye, but it sounded like stay. I'm rewriting the ending of our very last day. The world hears the silence, the cold and the song, but I'm trapped in the echo where I've got it all wrong. Yeah, I still hear you wrong, and I've been listening way too long. I'm turning the pages of an old black book, giving the ghosts one more lingering look. There's a ticket stub from a rainy night, and a blurred out photo in the morning light. We were the authors of a masterpiece before the ink started to decrease. Now the margins are filled with things we didn't say, and the happily ever after is drifting away. I'm reading the dialogue, I'm feeling the heat of a plot that ended in a bitter defeat. Oh, these stories of our love are all I can read. A library of hunger, a record of need. From the first hello to the final goodbye, it's a shelf full of beauty and 1,000 lies. I'm a character lost in a chapter of blue, still searching for a version that ends with you, yeah. Stories of our love, they're all I'm thinking of. There's the one where we drove until the gas ran out, and the one where we screamed until we learned how to doubt. Every coffee stain and every folded leaf is a timestamp of joy or a marker of grief. I remember the way the prose used to flow before the rhythm got heavy and the tempo got slow. Now I'm just an editor with a red ink pen, trying to find a way to start it over again. But you've already closed the cover tight and walked out of the room into the night. I'm left with the paper, I'm left with the dust of a narrative built on a broken trust. One more page before I age. Oh, these stories of our love are all I can read. A library of hunger, a record of need. From the first hello to the final goodbye, it's a shelf full of beauty and 1,000 lies. I'm a character lost in a chapter of blue, still searching for a version that ends with you, yeah. Stories of our love, the end. I didn't see it coming. The end. The ink is finally running. Stories of our love. I'm reaching for your hand across the kitchen table, but I'm grasping at a shadow, unsteady and unable to find the solid one. like you're standing right there, but you've got nowhere to go. Your eyes are like two windows with the shutters closed tight. I'm looking for a flicker, I'm looking for a light, but the house is getting colder and the air is getting thin, and I don't know where you ended or where the ghost begins. I'm shouting at a mountain that won't give an echo back. I'm watching all our colors slowly fade into the black. You know more than a memory in a living, breathing frame, a hollowed out cathedral that forgot its holy name. I'm mourning someone living, and it's the hardest kind of grief to look into your eyes and find a cold and empty thief. You've been erased by the silence, you've been swallowed by the shore. I'm holding on to nothing because you're no more. We used to be a riot, we used to be a flame. Now I'm just a stranger who happens to know your name. I took the old photos just to see if I was wrong, to see if you were ever as steady and as strong. But you've drifted like a vapor, you vanished in the sun, and I'm the only witness to the damage that you've done. How do I say goodbye when you haven't even left? When I'm the only victim of this slow and silent theft. I'm tired of talking to warm. I'm tired of waiting for the fall. You're a statue, you're a stone, and I've never been so completely alone. Wake up, or just go. Wake up, or just go. Or just go. You know more than a memory in a living, waiting frame, a hollowed out cathedral that forgot its holy name. I'm mourning someone living, and it's the hardest kind of grief to look into your eyes and find a cold and empty thief. You've been erased by the silence, you've been swallowed by the shore. I'm holding on to nothing because you're no more. Just a shadow. The porch light is humming, a low and steady drone. I'm sitting on the steps with a heart of heavy stone. I've memorized the cracks in the pavement of our street, listening for the rhythm of your touch. tired, heavy feet. The neighbors have gone inside, the world has gone to sleep, but I'm still standing guard over a promise I must keep. They say the moon is lonely, but she's got the stars for company, while I'm just a shadow of the girl I used to be. I'm checking the horizon, I'm searching every car. I'm a pilot lost at sea, looking for a single star. So I'm waiting for your return, like a desert waits for rain. I'm a hollowed out cathedral, a monument to pain. I've left the key under the mat, the kettle's on the stove. I'm clinging to the wreckage of a broken, battered love. The seasons keep on turning, but I'm frozen in the burn. Yeah, I'll be right here, waiting for your return. I haven't moved your jacket from the hook behind the door. I still find your loose change rolling on the floor. Sometimes I hear a whisper or the ghost of your old laugh, and I'm clutching at the pieces of a torn up photograph. Is it hope or is it poison to believe you're coming home? To keep building up a palace when I'm standing all alone. The dust is settling on the dreams we used to share, but I'm still breathing in the ghost of you in the empty air. They tell me I'm a fool, they tell me you're long gone, but I can't find the strength to face a quiet, lonely dawn. So I'll keep the vigil, I'll keep the fire bright, until the day you walk back out of the middle of the night. I'm still The street lamp flickers, casting lines across the floor. I'm watching for a silhouette that doesn't come no more. I saw a shape move in the corner of my eye, a trick of the evening, a ghost of a lie. I'm I'm tracing the glass where your breath used to be. Now it's just a cold pain between the world and me. I keep the curtains open, I keep the lights down low, hoping for a sign of a love that had to go. Is it the wind in the branches, or the way the curtains sway, or is it just the part of you that couldn't walk away? You're just a shadow on the window, a flicker on the wall. I'm reaching for a memory that's learning how to fall. You're the outline of a maybe, the ghost of a please. I'm a house full of echoes, down on my knees. I'm looking for the substance, I'm looking for the light, but you're just a shadow on the window in the middle of the night. I find myself talking to the empty dark space, trying to project the features of your face. Were you ever really here? Did we ever really bloom? Or were we just a projection in a lonely, quiet room? The glass is a barrier, the night is a veil. I'm a captain of a ship that's forgotten how to sail. I see you in the static, I see you in the rain, but it's just the architecture of my own private pain. I wanna break the glass, I wanna make it last, but shadows don't have hearts and they don't have hands to hold. They just stay silent, and they just stay cold. Are you there, or am I just You're just a shadow on the window, a flicker on the wall. I'm reaching for a memory that's learning how to fall. You're the outline of a maybe, the ghost of a please. I'm a house full of echoes, down on my knees. I'm looking for the substance, I'm looking for the light, but you're just a shadow on the window in the middle of the night. Just a shade, just a shade, a love that started to fade. Shadow on the window, I'm still looking for you. I'm walking through the rooms where we used to dance, tripping over shadows of a broken romance. Your favorite book is still face down on the chair, and I swear I can still feel your ghost in the air. I reach for your hand while I drift collector of echoes, a hoarder of sighs, looking for truth in a thousand goodbyes. Now you're just memories, fading like smoke, a beautiful promise that finally broke. I'm holding on to pictures until my fingers bleed, but a snapshot isn't the comfort I need. Your song on the wind, your lock with no key, you're everything that used to belong to me. Yeah, just memories, and they're killing me. I saw a girl today with a laugh just like yours, and I felt the old ache opening up all my pores. I almost called out, I almost ran fast, but I knew I was chasing a ghost from the past. How do I unlearn the way that you smell? How do I exit this memory cell? The calendar's moving, but I'm standing still, clinging to a was with a desperate will. If I close my eyes, I can almost believe that you never packed up, that you didn't leave. But then I wake up to the silence so loud, and I'm just defaced in a lonely gray Now you're just memories, fading like smoke, a beautiful promise that finally broke. I'm holding on to pictures until my fingers bleed, but a snapshot isn't the comfort I need. The dinner table's grown too wide, with nowhere left for me to hide. The clock is ticking on the shelf. I'm starting to debate myself. I check my phone for a ghost of a ring, but silence is the only thing that fills the corners of this room, like a heavy gray and quiet loom. I'm a crowded room with only one soul, a broken heart that can't find the hole. Loneliness is a cold hard bed. It's the echo of the words we never said. It's a shadow that follows me into the light, a hollowed out ache in the middle of the night. I'm reaching for a hand that isn't there. I'm breathing in the weight of the empty air. Yeah, loneliness, it's the only friend I have left. I went for a walk in the pouring rain just to feel a different kind of pain. I saw a couple sharing a coat and felt a sudden lump in my throat. They're living in a world of we and us, while I'm just a name covered in dust. How do I unlearn the habit of you? What am I supposed to do with all this blue? It's not just the quiet, it's the lamp, you're the noise, the missing laughter and the steady poise. It's the way the walls seem to move closer in until I can feel the solitude under my skin. I'm screaming in the dark. Nobody's listening. Loneliness is a cold hard bed. It's the echo of the words we never said. It's a shadow that follows me into the light, a hollowed out ache in the middle of the night. I'm reaching for a hand that isn't there. I'm breathing in the weight of the empty air. Yeah, loneliness, just me and the shadows on the wall, waiting for the sky